These are the waiver wire pickups for week 9. Number 1 on the list is Tyrone Tracy Jr. With breakout rookie Cam Skattebo suffering what appeared to be a season-ending dislocated ankle injury in week 8, Tracy Jr. seems poised to take over the RB1 role in New York. He finished the day with 12 touches for 53 yards and should be a lock for around 15 to 20 touches a week moving forward. For context, from weeks 5 through 18 last year, Tracy was the RB16 in both standard and PPR formats, averaging 11 and 13 fantasy points per game respectively. I think that's a fair expectation, but I would also monitor Devin Singletary, who will definitely absorb some of Skattebo's touches, but I don't think it'll be worth picking up unless Tracy struggles with ball security, doesn't produce, or misses time. Number 2 on the list is Troy Franklin. Franklin has been a fringe fantasy asset all year, but he seems to be finally benefiting from the chemistry he developed with Bo Nix back in their college days while at Oregon. He's also closing the gap between himself and Courtland Sutton, and after racking up 18 targets across the last 2 weeks, he only trails Sutton by 2 for the year. He finished week 8 with 6 receptions for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns, giving him 3 scores across his last 2 games. While he certainly benefited from a soft Dallas defense, he's shown enough of a floor at this point to warrant weekly WR3 consideration in 12-team PPR leagues. He'll have a much tougher matchup in week 9 against the Texans, but he's still worth stashing if you have an empty bench spot. Number 3 on the list is Kayshon Boutte. Coming into week 8, Boutte was the WR19 in standard leagues on the year, and since week 5, he's been the WR6. He kept his foot on the gas in week 8, catching 3 passes for 75 yards and a touchdown, his 4th score in the last 3 games. Despite this, he's still only rostered in around 40% of leagues. While his volume isn't attractive and his floor is quite low, he should still be picked up and started until he slows down. And that includes week 9, when he goes up against an Atlanta Falcons defense that surprisingly just gave up 4 passing touchdowns to Tua Tagovailoa in week 8. Number 4 on the list is Chimere Dike. With Calvin Ridley nursing a hamstring injury the last 2 weeks, it's been Dike, not Alec Minor, that has been the biggest beneficiary. After breaking out with a 4 reception, 70-yard, 1 touchdown line in week 7, he followed it up with 7 receptions and 93 yards in week 8. He should continue benefiting from negative game scripts and is a sneaky good pickup in leagues that give points for return yards. He should maintain his value while Ridley is out, but should stay involved even after he comes back. Number 5 on the list is Xavier Hutchinson. With Nico Collins and Christian Kirk both missing this game, the young receivers in Houston stepped up. Hutchinson finished the day with 5 receptions for 69 yards and 1 touchdown, giving him 3 scores in as many games. The Texans have been searching for a number 2 receiver to complement Collins all year, but it's difficult to definitively recommend one since they've all been involved. Second-round rookie Jayden Higgins caught 4 passes for 34 yards and 1 touchdown in week 8, and Jaylen Noel has caught 9 passes for 140 yards across the last 2 weeks. The only silver lining is that Houston's running game has been lackluster all year, so they all should maintain some deep league flex appeal. Number 6 on the list is Tyjae Spears. Spears finished the day with 12 touches for 82 yards and 1 touchdown, and essentially split work with Tony Pollard. Frankly, he has shown more juice than his running mate, and will likely continue to see his role grow as the season goes on. I do think he's probably worth a pickup at this point, but given the offense that he's on, I would keep expectations low. Number 7 on the list is Dylan Sampson. Quinshon Judkins left this game with a shoulder injury, and the severity of it is unknown. But with the Browns on bye in week 9, it's difficult to recommend Sampson as a pickup until we get more information on Judkins. But if Judkins were to miss time, Sampson would see the biggest boost in this backfield. Jerome Ford would be sprinkled in, but wouldn't threaten Sampson's workload. And as we saw earlier this year, Sampson is very capable of producing in PPR leagues. Number 8 on the list is Christian Watson. Watson made his season debut after recovering from a torn ACL, and he looked pretty good, catching 4 passes for 85 yards and slid back into his field stretching role. The talent is there, the upside is there, but health and consistent usage have not been on his side. He's worth a speculative add, but I wouldn't rush to start him until he can string together a couple of good performances. Number 9 on the list is Ollie Gordon. Gordon finished week 8 with 11 touches for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. Some of this was due to the game being a blowout, but the Dolphins also mentioned that they wanted to make more of an effort to get him the ball. I wouldn't overreact to this performance, but I wouldn't overlook it either. Gordon showed a lot of promise in college, and I wouldn't be surprised if he stays involved down the stretch. He's one of the better handcuffs in fantasy, and makes for a good stash if you have an extra bench spot. Number 10 on the list is Isaiah Davis. Davis finished week 8 with 12 touches for 109 yards and a 2-point conversion. He also notably had 5 receptions and is someone to keep in the back of your mind after the Jets bye in week 9. This is coming out before the Monday Night Football game, and the only person I would keep an eye on is Luke McCaffrey, who's been the definition of touchdown or bust all year. I'm curious to see if Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel's return have an impact on him at all. Those are the waiver wire pickups for week 9. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and let me know which players you think we should keep an eye on in the comments below.